Hello there everyone, welcome back. My name's HN and we are having a look today at a Wolverine claw mod for Blade and Sorcery and Battle Talent VR. Now before we do get into this any further, if you are already aware, there are a few other different variations of this mod on lesser versions of both of these games and as well on Bone Lab, but we're not going to include Bone Lab for this as, to be honest, it doesn't really reach the same standard. So for today, we're only going to be focusing on Blade and Sorcery and Battle Talent VR. Now first things first, we're going to be starting off with Battle Talent VR. With Battle Talent VR, it is now a full self-release game, and with that, you have got a lot more mods than you would have if it was the demo or alpha. With this is by Aura right here. This is the Metal Wolverine Claw mod in Battle Talent VR. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any sound effects when you activate it, and it comes in the form of a spell crystal mod. So all you have to do to go and use it is go and get the crystals out of the mod menu or weapons menu. You can find it more easier by using the cheat menu and categorizing it down to mods only. And once you select those spell crystals that go into your gauntlets, which are on your hands, you are able to use these as much as you want. And when you use them, they are very, very, very OP, as you can go and simply one-shot NPCs that don't have much HP or health to them, as shown. Now with this one, if you don't have PC or PC VR to be able to use the PC version, then obviously this would be your best alternative on the Quest 2 or Quest 3. These are very good in terms of using if you want to feel like Wolverine and you want to have that immersion in VR, then this is perfect for you if you don't have access to Blade and Sorcery. My only cons with this mod though, you could do a little bit more with the sound effects and the slicing, so then when you go and do stab goblins or any NPCs of any kind, they don't just like die instantly, because if you notice when I go slash and attack them, they either get a limb cut off immediately when I just tap them, or they either just flop to the floor as soon as the claws touch them. Although they are meant to be very OP and that's kind of the point of the claws, I do like the subtle details of how when you use them against big bosses like this goblin boss right here, it doesn't work automatically. It gets their health down, but you have to keep slashing and hacking them to be able to actually defeat them, meaning that the mod isn't really going to save you from the boss fight. Now the next one that we're having a look at is obviously Blade and Sorcery, but with this one it is kind of split into two different categories. So it's made by the same creator, Mr. Insane, and it has two different kinds of claws. You've got the bone claws and you've got the metal claws. The metal claws are probably the best if you want to have the most brutality in virtual reality with them, with a complementary suit that you can go and armor on if you really do. This as well also does come in a spell form, and if you are really cheeky with it, what you can also do with the mod is you can edit in the settings of the mod what specific claws you want. So you could choose the metal claws or you could choose the bone claws, and if you choose it right while still keeping the metal claws in one hand, you can also select the bone claws in another, which you end up getting this funny cool glitch like this. So you have metal in one and you have bone in the other, but obviously if you let go of the other ones of the metal claws, you do end up spawning with that one type of claw right there. Preferably, my preference, I do like using both of them because they do show a very big difference when you actually fight with them. The bone claws are very unique obviously, and they look like bones, exactly how they showed off the movies and comics hopefully. But the metal claws overall are a little bit more powered, and I kind of like how they did do that. In terms of the sound effects and the immersion of the actual claws, they are so freaking strong when you fight with NPCs themselves. I honestly think if you want to get a feeling of what a potential Wolverine VR game could be like if we ever got one in the future, Blade and Sorcery as this moment reigns #1 and supreme for that exact moment. giving you the perfect brutality with brutal gore and blood mods that you add on can make a true R-rated experience, which makes you want more. At the end of the day, it will be up to preference. Battle Talent is a great alternative if you like the dungeon crawling with a few of the sci-fi elements like the Wolverine claws to add into this medieval immersion. Blade and Sorcery is the exact same, just with a few more clinks and kinks that make the game and the mod work so freaking well with it. With the armor, the claws, and so much more, all you need now is to make some custom NPCs to fit that X-Men universe theme, and maybe it could be the perfect VR modded experience for the Wolverine that you could find now. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on what you think about this, folks, as I'm curious to hear your side on it. Which do you prefer? The Wolverine and Blade and Sorcery, or Battle Talent VR? As always, my name's Chen. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye now.